Hi guys, welcome to Kook's questions number 2. Let's just go straight in and start because there's a few that will require a kind of long answer to. Benoit Mark asks, would you rather be put in a sharpshooter or the walls of Jericho? Good question. First of all, they would have to be being delivered by the originators, but when it comes to sharpshooter, Bret Hart didn't actually invent the sharpshooter. It was a guy called Ricky Koshu, or Koshu, however you want to say it. But I would still rather be put in a sharpshooter, I think, because I'm not really that big a Jerichoholic. I'm really not. I never saw the appeal at the time of his, heyday, and he just doesn't do it for me. So yeah, Bret Hart or Ricky Koshu, sharpshooter all the way. My friend Martin asked. Well, he didn't ask, he just stated that Iron Man would so outbattle Thor. Really? Iron Man is Iron Man. Thor, God. He is a god. He can't be beaten. Aside from the fact he is so much better looking than Iron Man. But I'm gonna come back to this in a later video because loads of people have asked me various comic related questions, like who would beat who would you like to see team up and things like that. So I'll come back to that and answer that in detail at a later date. But onwards with the questions. Gaga T is asking if my hair's real, and yeah it is. Look, it's all real and it is a labour of love. I do love it, but it's really hard work to look after. Washing, straightening it, because it's so thick and wiry. It's really difficult to do anything with, so I have to straighten it first and then decide what I want to do with it. So yeah, but it's a security blanket, so I'd never cut it off ever. Next question. Whacker Rabbit is asking what I did for my birthday. Well, here's what I did for my birthday. I did other shit too, like get lost on YouTube for a bit and watch 90s related videos and adverts, specifically for Acorn computers and BBC micros and stuff like that. And yeah, when I say I get lost on YouTube, I really get lost. So yeah, that's what I did for my birthday. I did fuck all. I think I'm gonna have an unbirthday in the summer when everyone's available, when I've got money and time. But yeah, birthday, they're just another day to me really anyway, so. CM Punk 77 is asking how I deal with creeps. Wow, this question isn't asked enough. I think that people should get off creeps' backs, because at the end of the day, if you're on the internet, chances are you're a creep. If you're watching this video right now, you're a creep. Everyone creeps all day, every day on the internet. That's what the internet was invented for finding out about other people's lives and other people's shit, and we're all creeps. And if people want to send, dirty messages and things like that, then, I don't care. I don't get how some girls can get really uppity and really about receiving things like that and get really disgusted that someone has sent something like that to them. Like, bitch, take the fucking compliment. One day you might not get messages like that and feel like shit for it. So yeah, that's my opinions on it. People should just take the fucking compliment and have some fun. Saying that, there's a big difference between internet creeps and real life creeps. That I do have another little blog at the moment called Creeper Texts on Tumblr. I haven't updated it in ages because I've had so much shit going on, it's unbelievable. But there are some text messages on there of examples of the text messages that I get from people that I actually know in real life, which is quite funny, and it went viral for a little bit. But yeah, that'll give you a little bit of an insight on the creeps that I sort of get. But still, in real life and stalking and stuff like that, yeah, that shit ain't right. It's not right, son. That's a completely different breed of creep, and that I don't agree with. Which brings me on to my next, the next part of that question was, what was my worst and weirdest experience with creeps? The worst is so bad I can't even talk about it. The less said about that, the better. But my weirdest, I think, I don't know if it's classed as creepy, because I'm actually getting recognised as Kook from YouTube now. Sorry. The other day, I was walking through town and these like student-y types shouted out from across the other side of the road, like, "Hey, look, it's Kook from YouTube!" And I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't hear that. I'm just gonna keep walking." And then I got recognised from someone from the mainland. That's bizarre. That's insane. So yeah, that's how I deal with creeps. Those are my weird experiences, not necessarily with creeps, but you know, with people recognising me and stuff. That was pretty cool. But more questions. My friend Adam wanted to know my thoughts on the Jubilee. I'm really half and half about it, because I think it's a great excuse to like get your friends together and get absolutely wasted and have a barbecue and, you know, stuff like that. But on the other side of it is the tacky side of it, you know, where they're pushing all the merchandise for the Jubilee, and there are people hanging flags of the Queen's fucking face from their house. It's like, that's not what I want to see when I walk out my house in the morning, you know? But these are the same people, guaranteed, that moan about being British, and now all of a sudden they're being really patriotic and royalists. I don't get that, and that shit I'm not down with at all. But like I said, it's just an excuse to get together, get pissed and eat food. So yeah, that's my opinion. That's enough questions for now. I'm going to apologise for the video that appeared on YouTube in the early hours of this morning. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That video was possibly the worst video in the history of YouTube, let alone the worst video that I have ever made. And it's the result of being completely off my face on caffeine and painkillers, combined with being bored out of my skull, and then trying to edit it while I couldn't really see properly because my optic neuritis was starting to play up a little bit. My hands weren't working properly because of my neurological disorders all fucking doing shit. And I couldn't find my mouse either. So I had to do it all on a laptop with the shittiest fucking... it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. So even if I did like take videos of funny shit, it would have still been awful because of how I edited it. So I am really sorry for those of you that have seen it. I'm leaving it up there today, and then I'm probably going to delete it. So if you really want to laugh, then look at it now before it goes. But yeah, in the meantime, keep sending questions. Thor is still waiting for some more agony uncle questions, because they've all been the same so far. Women's troubles. But all the sort of same women's troubles. So keep sending them in for him. And yeah, until next time, I shall see you guys soon.